Mark from Nanaimo, BC, Kathy Harvey from Orillia, Ontario. They are the first game on this third week of women's 10-pin play, Canadian Bowling Championships.
You notice where she bowls?
Very good. That's two in a row. Splitsville Lanes.
Now there's the name.
Good, yeah.
No splits in the two
there.
strikes that she had.
Very good. Kathy Harvey out of Orillia makes the trip about 20 minutes south to Barrie, Ontario to play at the Bowlerama. Oh boy, again. That's back-to-back crossing over and getting away with the strike.
We have some good friends that live out in Orillia. There's quite a large casino out in that area. Beautiful country out there.
Yeah, it's a nice part of cottage country of Ontario.
Watch how she cradles the ball here, cups the baby fingers underneath, the old style way to do it.
Again, and again.
I tell you what.
And eventually that's got to bite you, doesn't it?
Yeah, it'll bite them, but as long as she keeps getting the results up there, she won't really care. But it certainly puts the pressure right on to Jennifer immediately. Jennifer is one of the bowlers that has a rare accomplishment. She is a 4-time national champion and Triple Crown holder in youth bowling. There's why. She responded, 3 up for her, and her opponent has 3. The difference right now is the open in the first frame for Kathy Hart. There's the rotation of the ball going down there, and not a question in the world whether they're going to take out the pins.
So now what you said about her is at the youth level, she won at Bantam. She won a national championship at junior and one at senior. Only 4 bowlers have ever done that in the history of YBC, and she leads the 7 standing. When she moved to women's play, $35,000 in TV prize money she's picked up. She's a 2-time Pins Game champion, and last year went into the final 4 of this event. So very accomplished. The whole family.
And in the meantime,
and we'll see Sister Kimberly in next week.
I think Bob just sent all girls. The father just sent all the girls around and said, "Go win some money here and go get some stuff. Have some fun at it." Now 3 in a row up. Let's see whether she can carry it.
Nope, a little too full. Didn't cross over enough.
In the meantime, she has a potential 107. Made a couple of interesting comments. She sits and visualizes the shot that she wants to finish with. That's pretty neat.
Yeah, but you know what? Today I think a lot of athletes do that. They visualize the target, and what they want to do beforehand. She comes through with the spare. Tell me what it's like, having never experienced it and only watched this kind of thing. But what would it? I guess we think it's different, but tournament play is tournament play. How much more aggressive is it when you go to a place like Las Vegas, to Reno, and you play in some of those opens in the United States?
Well, you know that when you're in there and you bowl, as we did in LA, you bowled in the Masters. You know you have very little room or margin for error. And, she's getting away with murder, quite honestly.
Is she ever?
We should, you could have some fun with this thing. But if you go down to the places like that, your timing has to be perfect. I mean, here she is, she gets a strike like that. And Jennifer Park, in the meantime, could turn around and bury the ball and leave up a split or leave up a corner pin. And it'll come back to haunt her. On the other hand,
that's great, ladies.
If you put a strike up like that, it won't matter anyway. I think the key is that the changing when you move lanes and I remember missing a single pin in the Masters, and that cost me 50 positions in the tournament. So, when you you learn.
Are the fields deeper, though?
yeah.
They are.
By far.
Yeah.
You've got so much talent there. You've got people like Catherine here, Jennifer, and all these people that are in competing, and Kathy, and all the Joe Kayaks and all those. You get them competing against you, you know you better be on your game. She's on her game. That's twice now she's left the 7-pin up on that, little bit faster, and you notice how quick she comes off the approach. As soon as she lets go of the ball, she just comes marching right back. Let's go get it. No waste of time with this young lady.
Well, there's no sense. It's gone. There's nothing you can do.
Always the same release, same delivery, right over top of her head. There's no question in the world. When you extend it the way she does, watch the difference in style. When you extend and follow through like that, you get a lot more breaks. She's left to the center line here, pushing the ball out. She's throwing a little bit deeper in, but got away with it that time.
Yeah, no, that time she was on the right side, was she not?
Right.
Yeah.
As she went over the left-hand side, made an adjustment, got the reaction on the other end. Watch the ball. Here she is. Shows you how far over the left she is. As she gets to the line, she stands up. Good balance. Look at the white dot. The closer that white dot is, the more action you've got. The tighter it is. There's the dot right by her baby finger. As it goes down the lane, it will start to rotate, and watch the white dot.
Crosses over again. Wow.
I don't know. You know, you would just sit there and question this, but it all counts. She's now got 3 in a row.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a 2-pin margin.
And of those 6 strikes, only 1 has come on the right side of the head pin. Everything else is crossed over. And when we say that, it's not necessarily the wrong thing to do, but you're not going to get that pin action. If she's just maybe fraction to the left, tap, and it will not go. You are a little fraction more to the left on the Brooklyn side, you're not going to get that. I mean, she's really riding a fine line there.
She is indeed, because it's a known fact that the way you will get, look at this, all the way in. This is a ball that should have got a strike. On the her opponent, look at the wobbling pin down there, the dancing pin down at the other end. It's a known fact that if scientifically, and it's been proven with slow motion cameras and everything else, the only way you're going to get a split is if you're left of the head pin. If you're left of the center of the head pin, you're into no man's. You're going Brooklyn. You're going left of the area that you want, and if you do that, sooner or later you're going to pay the price. Right now, she's got away for it from it, and got away for it. And man, I'll tell you, Jennifer knows that she's got to match it up here. She's down in pin count. She's been bowling a good game. Hasn't seen the results.
No.
Quite honestly, Kathy Harvey has had a couple of breaks. Jennifer is actually bowling a more consistent game, but it's not showing up on the scoreboard. So more power to each of the competitors. And Kathy has certainly rebounded from the open frame that she had, and that shows that she's had some extra training and coaching along the way. And she, as you and I talked about, all the athletes pretty well try to visualize it. All the coaches and the theorists have all said, do this, do that, visualize. And I think the Russians were the one that started it in hockey. You don't want to think about your poor shots. You want to think about the goalie, how does he stop the good shots? This is a shot that she would want to make right now. 3 in a row.
Again, really full. But now looks to cover for the spare.
It's actually surprising that she gets a result on the other end, because she's certainly not the fastest bowler with it, but she's getting the good mix. Watch as the ball hits the pins and splatters them around a bit. Now see that one in the front. The 3-pin is going to be a bit of a problem because it wobbled just a bit. She has to make sure she covers both of them.
Sounded like she dropped it a bit, but she manages to cover the spare in the 9th. So she, Kathy Harvey from Orillia, Ontario, has the lead by 8.
I like the fact that she's not getting bothered at all. It doesn't matter who she's bowling against. She's just going through her game. Got the ball cupped, drops it down, gets a little bit more roll on the ball that way. Here we go into the head pin, and again. Now this is where she's going to have an interesting spare shot because she's got 3 pins left up. She lost pin count, which was important. And be careful as you go across the lane like this. And she's shooting a little bit straighter at it than I would expect, but she's got the 2-6. 3-6-10 up there. Let's see what happens.
Nice job.
Straight right at it, and wonderfully done. So we could see a real interesting finish because she needs to get the all the pin count that she can here because she has to make sure that she makes her opponent Jennifer Park get marks. Nicely done. And 8 count. 220. Which means
Kathy Harvey in her TV debut, sort of, right?
good start. 220 in a TV startup, and here we see the story. 197. Jennifer can win the match, but in order to do so, must get the first 2 strikes.
Yep, needs 2 strikes and 4.
Watch for a 7-pin.
Yeah, there it is.
Again, she's had that 7-pin 3-4 times in the match, and just didn't get the break that she needed.
So Kathy Harvey.
And the good thing about this game is anything can happen, and we just witnessed that. In theory, Jennifer had the game going, but didn't get the strikes, and more power to Kathy Harvey, and our congratulations.
Well, you know, it's interesting, too, because Jennifer Park has had a mark in every frame. Hasn't left a pin on the lane. It's Kathy Harvey with what she's done and the way she's done it. She has more strikes as Jennifer Park will finish up with a 216, but Kathy Harvey getting away by crossing over. And, you know, her strikes, 6 of which came on the Brooklyn side.
And timing.
So Kathy Harvey will advance and now waits to see who she plays, either Susan Vanderhaar or Melody Savage.